Hello everybody, this is Adnan from Black Button Geeks, and this is our first video. I hope you like it. Today I'm doing an unboxing and then a quick overview about Corsair AX1500i high-end, top-of-the-range power supply. This power supply, from the name you can tell, it is 1500 watt. The I here, it stands for Corsair Link, which is a feature you can see here. Corsair Link is a feature where the power supply has a connection to a USB header in your motherboard, where you can install a software from Corsair and monitor statistics and even change some of the configuration, but I will not really recommend that. Let me start with the unboxing before I go into the overview. I'll open it from here. Let's see how big is this. It is heavy. It is really heavy, but this is expected from such a high-end power supply. Power supplies are normally heavy things. So, as they call it, open the box in the box. Seal is here, which means it has never been opened before. It's a new piece. So, I hope it doesn't give me really big difficulty in opening it. Okay, we're doing fine. Oh, this is more difficult than I thought. There you go. On the side. We learn. So it comes with zip ties, really handy when you want to cable, because this is for the best thing you need for cable management. But you have to have a real good case to support tying it to something. You cannot tie it just to each other. That will not really help much. It will still help a little bit to improve your airflow. A power cable. I can see this is the Europe type power cable, although I prefer the UK type, because I'm from UAE, we use UK type here. And then we have the actual power supply. Before that, let me show it has also some warranty card, the manual and the warranty card, which are really something if you want to read. I normally download the manual from their website and get the latest. And now, this is the real challenge to open these threads. Yeah, there you go. Okay, there is Black Beauty. Wrapping, around wrapping, again and again. There we are. This is the actual power supply. 1500 watt of gloriousness. You have a 140mm fan, which spins whenever it is required. This is one of the great features in this power supply, that up to 30% of usage, it will be fanless. So the fan will start spinning only when you reach more than 30%. 30% when you go to 1500 watt is around 500 watts. So that is practically, in practical language, if you are doing anything less than gaming, you don't need a fan. Because 500 watt is enough to run one of your graphics cards, no matter what card is this. And if you had, this is not meant for single graphics card the setups anyway. This is meant if you have 3 or 4 graphics cards. The rest will not kick in, they will not start unless you play a game. So it's basically a fanless power supply unless you start gaming. Then you have all these inputs here. This is a fully modular power supply. You have your standard ATX here. You have a self-test button, which is really handy, because in case you install this as a new setup, you press the self-test first, make sure it is not faulty, nothing is wrong with it, then only you can move with the rest of your build. USB COM port, okay, and then you have all these connections for your peripherals, or for your internal connections. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 6-pin PCIe. Okay, and then you have, 10 actually. 10 PCIe 8-pin connectors. So, I mean, you do the math. The maximum I've seen in a card is 2 8-pin connectors. If you have 4 in SLI or Crossfire, then you need 8 of these out of these 10. 2 more can be used for something else, depending on the motherboard. Some motherboards require for some different, or even if you have a separate RAID card that requires external power, whatever usage you can use it for. But if SATA is 6 ports, so you can have up to 6 cables of SATA, and typically a SATA cable will have, I believe, 2 connectors to it, so this can power up to 12 drives. Okay, so the number of options you can have in this is limitless. You have really high number of connectivities. You really have a big number of peripherals that you can connect to. This power supply is graded as titanium grade. Now 80 plus titanium. 80 plus is a specification that were put in 2004 that dictates to any power supply that it should provide 80% of its capacity as raw power. The rest can be wasted on heat or whatever, because whatever comes from the wall doesn't really reach your PC. Something will get consumed in between and turned into heat. 80%, if 80% reaches your PC, that means it is 80 plus. Now even within 80 plus you have multiple grades. Bronze is the lowest, then you have gold, then you have platinum, and then you have titanium. Platinum and titanium came later. They were not in the original specifications. Titanium means at 10% and 100% you should provide more than 90% efficiency, and at 20% and 50% of load you should provide up to 94% of efficiency. Only 6%, mere small 6% is wasted on heat and all that. This shows the level of the quality this thing is providing. So it's not only about the wattage, it is about how much you get from your wattage. This is very important thing you should notice by buying any power supply, whether it is this high-end power supply or smaller power supply. Look at the rating, not only about the wattage. It's not only how many watts you can get, it's how much of these watts are really reaching you. Okay, so now we'll move to the unboxing of the cables that came with this box. Let me get this thing out of my way. Lots and lots and loads of cables came with it. Let me start with this one. This looks like my ATX connection. Yes, this is the ATX connection. This is that goes to your motherboard. SATA cable. A small motherboard. This is the 8-pin. This is the PCIe connector. 6 plus 2 pins. You have 6 pins and you have 2 pins. So depending on your video card. And another PCIe connector. We're supposed to get 10. I'm just counting. 3. Another SATA. We should get 6. We should get 6 SATAs. Okay, this is the connector for your motherboard, the 8-pin connector for your motherboard. This is the smaller one. And this is strange shaped connector. Yeah, this is another one here. Another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Couple more pending. This is the USB. This is the USB header. It goes this side to your power supply and this side to a USB header in your motherboard. This is for the Corsair Link software. Very special thing. I never seen it from anybody other than Corsair. One more SATA. One more here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're almost there. Molex cables. Totally forgot about Molex. Yes, you can provide Molex cable from the SATA outputs. If you have any legacy piece of hardware that still requires Molex. Another SATA. Another 8-pin connector. Molex to 4-pin converter. This is handy maybe for your, this is a floppy connector, in case anybody still remembers floppy.
If you ask this generation, they don't know what is floppy.
They don't know what is floppy, exactly. And this is I don't think this is floppy. No, it is floppy actually. They provided 2 floppy connectors. I have no idea why they are doing this. I hope they are not charging us for this, because I'm not paying for a floppy connector.
I think it shows how old are you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
This is a small connector that was there in the power supply. Totally. It's not here. I have no clue what is this. I have to read the manual. Sorry about that. And this is another Molex connector. We are done. See, you can see all the cables are black. This was done purposely by Corsair because black is the thing that can fit in majority of the belts and cases. If you don't like black, Corsair is one of the few vendors that provides different colors of cables. They are individually sleeved, and they are available in different retailers. I've seen it in Amazon, I've seen green, I've seen blue and red, but that is up to your choice if you want to spend more money on these. But these blacks will work perfectly good. They will provide you the full performance. It's only a matter of looks and aesthetics. If you want better looks, you can go for different cables. Otherwise, these are fine. Thank you very much. That was our overview today, and I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, please press like, thumbs up, and please subscribe. Keep in mind, this power supply is much bigger in size than standard normal power supplies. You can see the width here is really above the average. Average will come up to here. So before purchasing this one, anyway, you will not get this one unless you want to go run a 3-way or 4-way graphics cards. But before getting this one, make sure that you have space for it in your case. Many cases will have space for multiple graphics cards. They will have enough slots, but they might not have enough clearance for this, especially if you have a lot of hard disks and you have a lot of hard disk cages. You might not have enough clearance for such size of power supply. Make sure this is there.